Prynawn da, croeso to the Merthyr Tydfil County Borough Cabinet meeting on Wednesday, the 19th of April 2023. Please note that this meeting has been recorded and may be broadcast via the authority's internet site. The images and sound recording may also be used for training purposes within the authority. We go into the main agenda. Item 3. Oh, no, we've got apologies first, haven't we? Gareth, any apologies? Sorry. Apologies for absence?
No, I think everybody's here.
Yeah, great. Any declarations of interest? No. Great. Item 3 of the agenda is the Welsh Government's 20 miles per hour default speed limit proposal traffic regulation order. To consider the report of the Chief Officer for Neighbourhood Services, Councillor David Hughes, would you like to refer to the report?
Thank you, Chair. Before I go to the report, I was mindful of not bringing this report today because, to be honest with you, every meeting I've been in talking about 20 miles an hour, there's been such an opposition. However, speaking to the highways and engineering manager, he have told me that if we don't put it through today, Welsh Government will impose on us, and then all the work that the ward councils have done by asking for some roads to be an easement on some roads will not take place. However, it is sad to you that one of our areas in Merthyr, the councils didn't think it was fit for them to go and give the opinions, which I'm very sad about that. So there you are. I go to report now. The Welsh Government 20 mile an hour default speed limit proposed traffic regulation order. The summary of the report is found for 1.1 to 1.2. The traffic regulation order is required to be considered for various roads in the county borough to support the Welsh Government's WG 20 miles per hour default speed limit that comes into effect on the 17th of December 2023. For Cabinet to authorise the intention that, subject to satisfactory consultation with the representative list of road users, which includes the police, fire, ambulance services, bus operators, etc., public notice be given to inform the County Borough Council's proposal to make a permanent traffic regulation order under the Road Traffic Regulation Act of 1984, and in the event no objections, the order be made. I go to the recommendations, which are found in 2.1 to 2.3, subject to a consultation with the representative list of road users, and given the public notice of the County Borough Council's intention to make a permanent traffic regulation order under the Road Traffic Regulation Act of 1984, the effect of which is detailed in the schedule, Appendix number 1 be approved. 2.2, in the event of no objections being received and making of the said permanent order be approved. 2.3, if objections are received, the presentation of a report to the appropriate committee for consideration as soon as practicable be approved. I therefore move.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Jenkins?
Second that, please, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Jenkins. Do we have any questions? Okay.
I appreciate Councillor Hughes's comments before presenting the report. I think he's spot on. We struggle to see the rationale of 20 mile an hour being brought in. So my first question really is to Karen in terms of how will this be administered in terms of speed checks and that?
Obviously, it is the responsibility of the police to enforce speeding, because we haven't got powers as local authority to enforce speed. as we understand, the GoSafe and the police are not going to invest in any further cameras, speed cameras. The direction that we've had from Welsh Government, and it is from Welsh Government, it's not our own ideas, but they are suggesting that we sort of consider taking away centre lines of the carriageways, narrowing roads, using planters to try and slow traffic down, to try and enforce this 20-mile-an-hour speed limit.
And as a supplementary to that, Chair, is there any additional funding coming down from Welsh Government with those suggestions?
Yes, so we spent £240,000 last financial year. We'll be spending a similar amount this financial year again. There will be obviously a monitoring period beyond that, and if there are issues, we haven't had it confirmed, but I think there will be further funding that will be provided.
Thank you, Karen. Ask another question, Chair.
Yes.
If I could, Karen, could you give us, by way of clarification, an indication of Welsh Government's consultation on the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit?
The initial consultation that they did across the whole of Wales, we understand there was only 6,000 people responded, and of those 6,000, 53% were against the proposals.
Thanks, Karen.
Any further questions? Any comments? No? Let's take it to the vote then. Thank you. Item 4 of the agenda is the Welsh Government's transport funding bids for 23-24. To consider the report of the Deputy Chief Executive, and Councillor Barry, you'll be taking this from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So the Welsh Government Transport Funding bids 23-24. There's an excellent summary of the paper at 1.1 to 1.4, including the overview of the 15.474 million in bids being submitted to Welsh Government, specifically the £10.06 million for the Local Transport Fund, Ultra Low Emissions, Vehicle Transformation Fund, Resilient Roads Fund, and the Active Travel Fund, enabling our local projects to progress with that 10.6 million, not requiring much funding as the whole amount, 100%, is from Welsh Government. There is a £5.62 million submitted in relation to bus stops and bus interchange on schemes outlined at 1.2. There have been 2 new initiatives nominated, including the Abernant Tunnel and an ambition to be the first Welsh active travel town. There is also an additional 9.854 million being applied for on behalf of the Cardiff Capital Region Transport Authority in relation to the Metro Bus Plus Priority Delivery Programme, the Metro Plus Phase 2 Development Programme, and the Ultra Low Emissions Vehicle Transformation Programme. The breakdown and explanations of the local and regional programmes can be seen throughout section 4. The recommendation, Chair, is at 2.1. The funding bids identified within the report be approved. I move, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Barry. Have we got a seconder? Councillor Simmons?
I second the report, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Simmons. Have we got any questions? No. I've got one. And it's for Alan Evans. Alan, in the report, it mentions the Abernant Tunnel. Could you give us a bit of an update, really, on the Abernant Tunnel discussions? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. As you know, we took over the lead of the development of the Abernant Tunnel project off RCT recently. But since we've taken the lead, the submission for funding to progress the scheme last year was unsuccessful. We've submitted a further bid as part of the Active Travel Fund this year. to acquire funding to do additional engineering sort of review within the tunnel to see exactly, get a more precise cost of the potential of reopening the tunnel. So we await the announcement of that bid, but we also took the opportunity when TfW and Welsh Government offered the opportunity for a Pathfinder project for a different way of delivering active travel projects, and we thought the Abernant Tunnel was a good opportunity for us to put that forward.
Thank you, Alan, and thank you for all the work that you're currently doing on the active travel world and and obviously the local bus network as well, or the regional bus network. So thank you very much for that. Any comments? No? Well, let's take that to the vote then. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is charging for community care support service 2023-2024. To consider the report of the Chief Officer for Social Services. Oh, it's an information report. Sorry. And item 6 again is any items deemed to be urgent by the chair? I have none. So now we're going to go into a closed session. So can I ask for somebody to call for a section 100, please?
I call for section 100, Chair.
Thank you. Have we got a seconder?
Yeah, can I second that, please, Chair?
Thank you, Councillor Jones. So should we take that to the vote? Thank you. So if we can check if everybody's in the room that should be in the room, and then we'll progress.